Hi Puneet, how are you?
Yes, hi Anumant.
Yeah, I know that you're from APCCI and you're an expert in UK. I've been following you a lot actually.
Oh,
APCC,
thank you. Thank you. So you are based out of Hyderabad and Visakhapatnam.
Visakhapatnam.
Visakhapatnam. Yes, nice, nice.
What
Yes,
about
I
the?
think we met last in Delhi.
No, I didn't attend that. You're talking about the APCCI one. I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah. Delhi one. Yes.
I didn't attend that, but I went to Gurugram.
Gurugram. Okay.
So are you
So what?
attending the Mumbai one? As yeah, the 8th, 9th, 10th.
This one I didn't get a chance. Maybe though I have booked my ticket, one-way ticket.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you're not in the first cohort, is it?
Yes, I'm not in a first cohort, but I request if they can consider me because I already booked my one-way flight for Mumbai. It's just the second ticket or the time because I booked everything because of their confirmation.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know
So
that.
let's see. So Anumad, what do you do? Are you into more of domestic counseling or you do study abroad as well?
So see, to be very honest, I was working as a freelancer for the last, 4, 5 years. Okay.
Hmm.
Before that, I was a banker and I used to work in schools and all. But now
Hmm.
I've
Hmm.
been more into, career counseling. And
Hmm.
you can say for the past 2 years, I've been into like, study abroad as well. So yeah, so I wouldn't say that I have a good number of students, but yes, I've
Hmm.
learned the process and all for UK, Australia, while I was just going through and Canada. US, I am yet to learn. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So which one is your favorite?
I think UK is my favorite.
Chalo, I'm glad to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can like, whenever I want any suggestions, advice, I can always reach out to you because I think you are an expert. You also know about the programs that are being offered in which university and also I think you have that, hands-on experience, it seems.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'll give you just a brief what I am doing. So I'm into UK counseling from last 17 years. I'm a
Oh,
UK graduate and I work along with the British High Commission in India.
okay. Oh, that's
So
great.
we give a lot of policy making to British government,
Oh,
right? So post study work visa has to be or not has to be. So this is what we're telling them, right? The which are the courses, the agents in the market, all these things. So what I have personally done, couple of things. One is on the B2C front and one on the B2B front. In B2B, uh, things are not good at all. The master agents, they are not controlling the quality, or in fact, they are not giving training, proper training to their sub agents.
yeah,
So what I have decided, let me regrow the good, what do you call, the facilities or infrastructure for the B2B sub agents, so at least
correct,
they can be trained. If you're
right,
not giving training and you keeping them to do some this notorious things, they will become notorious.
correct,
So better we keep them a good infrastructure, good information, so they'll become a very good agents for us, everybody.
correct.
So this is what I'm helping the UK government and Bulia. Bulia is our association for universities, right?
Oh,
And we are also bringing agent quality framework, AQF. So every master agent and sub agent has to take a pledge to follow AQF. So it's a mandatory norm. And this year, from April onwards, all the CAS letters which university going to issue have a agent name and the branch name. I was
okay.
telling put the counselor name over there as well.
Yeah, they're
So people,
accountable and responsible actually. So.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So this is how people are been deciding.
And I think
So this is what.
certification is also a must. If I am handling UK or Australia, whatever, the
Hmm.
certification should be mandatory. Like, then it gives an edge that, okay, this person is qualified enough. Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
I think people have joined in. Yeah. Hi, Ashwini. How are you?
I am doing well, thank you. Good morning.
Very good morning. May I know where are you speaking from?
From Bangalore?
From Bangalore. Okay. And could you please introduce yourself? What is your background like?
I am just a mother of a 12-year-old. That's it. That's my introduction. And I'm a
Okay.
homemaker. And
And
I'm a qualified. My educational qualifications are good, pretty good. But I'm a homemaker also.
okay, okay, fine.
Just coming in to see how is it. Okay, if it matches, if it really meets my requirements, I will stay for the complete session. Otherwise, I think there's more time for my child to, still there is time for my child to choose a
Yeah.
career for.
Yeah, I can
Right?
completely understand. So today's topic is basically about how the peer pressure affects the career choices of a child. And it is very, I mean, it happened with us also. Like, when our friends say, okay, I'm getting into engineering, so okay, let's become an engineer. So this has happened with us. So it's more likely that the children of today, obviously, they are knowledgeable enough, but it sometimes happens. So the whole topic is about that, how we can you know find a solution for that.
Correct. See, the choices, see now also the even though the child has a choice, the environment really plays a big role, right? Everybody is choosing these two options, right? Either it is engineering or medicine.
Hmm.
So even the child has a choice, but still I think it's overpowered by the environment around. So just like to know how is that, how is that you're going to tell us how a choice can be made, okay? And what's that courage you need to, have that to
Right.
go beyond the norms what we are having now in the present
Right.
times,
Fair.
right? Sorry, I'm not on my video because I'm pretty not so well today. So I'll not be on the video. I'll just be on my audio and listen to you all, okay?
No, that's absolutely fine. Please take care of yourself.
Okay, thank you.
We'll wait for a couple of minutes. Now,
Yeah,
today
yeah,
being
sure.
Sunday, I can understand. So,
Yeah. So this is what we've been discussing about it. So UK
yeah.
is the upcoming thing, and this is what the government is very keen about it. So government is going to take a lot of quality control at the moment.
Hmm.
It will be coming from April, for example, which I
Hmm.
mentioned to you. Post study
Yeah.
work will be from 2 years to 18 months will be happen.
Yeah. From 1st Jan 2027. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the
So
all
anyone
the
who's going now in 1st January 2020, this few of the universities are playing around, right? And they're finishing their course in 2026
early.
itself. Yeah. So otherwise, nobody's now going to get it. So this is what we're trying to play, the role to balance out the quality, telling everybody UK is not a destination where you can exploit anymore.
Yeah. Because but now I think people might move around to New Zealand because the other day I was listening to, one of the central ministers, and
Piyush
yeah, and
Goyal.
what he was saying that for the post graduation and the PhD, it could be 4 years now.
See, first, getting a PhD is not that easy.
Easy, yeah, that I
Secondly,
understand.
even for a master's program, they know, Indians will apply.
Correct,
It's just when you're sitting in a meeting, you promise a lot of things. In
correct,
FTAs, you promise a lot of things, but they know we can control.
yeah.
So getting the Australian visa, getting the New Zealand visa is not that easy.
Exactly. Specifically,
But
when you talked about the PhD program, any country is difficult, to find out a research guide and all, it's a supervisor, it's quite difficult. And whatever the policies are, you have to, fulfill that. And moreover, the financials, particularly Australia, it's quite tough. If you have to fulfill that. UK, it's fine. You show it for 28 days funds, so that is sufficient enough. But
UK is one of the simplest visa regime so far. One of the
yeah,
simplest visa regimes so far. Easier
correct,
than USA.
correct, correct. Yeah.
So let's
Well,
see things are going to happen.
so Ashwini, I mean, she might be like wondering what that we are speaking about UK, New Zealand, Australia. Actually, we are from a association called APCCI, so we are from the same group, and
Right.
yeah, so we are discussing, and so he's an expert in UK, process. So that's what he was just sharing with me, Ashwini. So if you're wondering what we are talking about, the topic is completely different, and
No, thank you. Thank you for sharing. See, I'm also aware, I'm also reading everything around what's happening. I recently read something about New Zealand, what you just shared. So, New
Mhm.
Zealand is a new thing now to go for higher studies, is what I just read. I don't know when I read it. So, that's okay. You can still continue. I'll try to catch up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, nice. So yeah, so let's see, like things gonna move, and New Zealand itself has like a limited infrastructure in terms of universities and colleges, and the like the cohort of courses, they don't have a much of higher level of cohort of courses. It's hospitality, agriculture, a little bit of engineering, a little bit of computers. So how they gonna manage this like an influx of students coming from India to there? Third is like the financial requirements they're asking for. Their financial requirements are much rigid than Australian.
Australia. Correct.
So it's like student has to prepare very early in advance. So counselors has to be ready whenever they counseling their students. They have to tell almost 10 months in advance to their students to start managing their funds.
Right.
It's not like just a 2 months before you just telling them, okay, you can get it done.
Hmm.
I,
Right.
I have a question, okay? I'm sorry to interrupt.
So
How
Yeah.
about this veterinary sciences, okay? How can you brief me a little about the veterinary sciences? Because I see a different pattern in my home. So, veterinary sciences, how do it, after plus two,
So
um,
mhm.
it's
are
better
you
to do
looking
it in
for
India.
overseas? Are you looking
Yeah,
for
yeah.
overseas?
Overseas also, I'm looking at in India also. Maybe higher studies overseas, even that is an option.
Yeah, yeah. So, see, but when you say that you're seeing a pattern, are you seeing that your child is more interested in taking care of plants and animals, or more oriented towards that? Is that so, or what is it like?
Yes, yes, something towards that. Correct.
Hmm. So if that is the case, sometimes what happens, someone who likes, let's say, nature, plants, animals, they love taking care of them, then there is every possibility that they can become, horticulturalist or maybe aqua scientist, maybe, agriculturalist. So all this can come, but if he's very specific about veterinary science, then I think
Yes,
that
I
is
am
something.
specific. Yes, specifically veterinary sciences.
Yeah, so in that case, I mean, we have to chalk out a career path where biology, zoology, all these subjects are there in, for
Mm.
further like 11th and 12th. I don't know which grade your child is in.
It's just in seventh grade, actually.
Yeah, so if your child is in grade 7, then probably 11th and 12th, he has to obviously take up science, and then subjects like biology, zoology,
Right.
all the subjects will be very helpful for veterinary science.
Mhm. So, how do we prefer which is better in India, or how is it? It's overseas only.
I mean, we have several countries for that. I think Puneet can also throw some light, like he's a UK expert, so probably he can think about certain, universities. Puneet, if you have any universities in mind for UK, bachelor's in
Yeah, yeah,
UK.
yeah. So there are like 4 to 6 universities which are offering vet science, vet
Mm-hmm.
medicine. And there is a like one university which is in out of like US continental, like South America side. So they are like offering this veterinary. See, both the options are good enough, India or outside. The point is like the cost. The cost varies a lot. Vet science for 5.5 years in UK will cost you somewhere around like 4 crore, 4
Oh
cr.
my God. Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, your child do not have to give any exam, foreign medical exam, while coming back to India. Or there's a kind of thing like usually students do not come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's a like the avenue they get it outside in UK or USA. They feel like overwhelmed and they trying to be there. But it's not
Mm-hmm.
compulsory. They can come back to India. Whenever they come back to India, they can practice straight away.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have
Straight
to
up.
give any like kind of a exam. in India.
So how it actually happens with MBBS, when you come back, like you do your MBBS outside, okay, let's say your doctor degree outside, then when you come back, you have to give that, foreign license thing one. So here it is not required. That's what, Puneet is trying to say.
Yes, I get it. I get it. Thank you.
Yeah, the cost is only deciding factor.
Yes.
But seeing the history or seeing the like scenario at the moment, doctors already have family or hospitals and nursing homes. They are the one they're sending their kids out mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's a cost involved.
And it is advisable to do masters outside, I mean, if you
Yes.
have to think about the costs also, that is
Hmm.
something. Maybe the bachelor's can be done here, undergrad can be done here in India, and then the masters. At least
Yes. Yes.
from my end, that is my advice. I don't know.
So
Okay.
I'm in line with your thoughts only. The undergrad can be done here. Masters, we can think about it. Some more.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's how we
Okay.
are thinking.
So
Let's
Vibha
see
has
how.
joined. Yeah. Hi,
Sure.
Vibha. How are you? Good morning. Am I audible? Vibha, am I audible to you? Okay, maybe you can just type in the chat box also. That is good. Okay, I think it's already like 10 past 11. So I will start the session right away. I'm going to share my screen. And well, it's nothing very rocket science, but it makes sense, whatever I'm going to share now. Okay, I see that people are joining and Surbhi has also joined. So I'm just going to share my screen now. So this is our topic, how to handle peer pressure in career choices. I think I have to give my story. I started off my career as a banker. I worked with ICICI Bank, IndusInd Bank, Mahindra Finance for about 10 years. And I keep saying this in each of my sessions to each and every student whom I counsel, to each and every parent also. So, because this makes sense, why I got into career counseling or, study abroad guidance. So, I was never a right fit because I thought that my skills were not at all aligned to it. So I went to my mentor who happened to be a college principal, St. Xavier's College. So then he told me that you have to go to a career counselor, and that's when I heard for the first time that there is a career counselor existing. Okay, because till that time I never knew, and this was about like maybe 10 years back. Yeah. And when I went, so what I found is my strengths are mostly into teaching, training, coaching, counseling. Okay, and I then thought, okay, I used to always love teaching the kids, doing a lot of fun activities. Because I was also a tutor while I was in grade 11, 12 and doing my undergrad. And that's when I just plunged into education sector. Um, when I joined simply as a teacher, and then I become an academic coordinator. For a very brief period, I worked as a school principal. And throughout this journey, what I found is that students would approach me and they would say, "Sir, now I'm doing science. Now I'm doing commerce. Now what is the career?" I would like just like a layman, the traditional careers that they are there. If someone is doing science, okay, get into engineering. And then I realized, hey, the same mistake I am also doing. What happened with me? So why am I carrying it forward to the students? And then I enrolled with a couple of counseling programs where I did my certification from Mindler and then Mentoria. And I used to do a lot of research about careers, even study abroad also. I'm still learning though, and that's when I realized that this is my purpose and calling. M- and more than, if you actually see, most of my webinars would be targeting towards the parents and not the students. And I always, position myself as a career clarity coach and parent career guide mentor. If you see here, career clarity coach and parent career guide mentor. Because I think the awareness has to be there amongst the parents more than the students, because the conversations start at home. How many of you all agree with this? Like, I know there are very less participants today, but Puneet, Ashwini, Vibha, Surbhi. Yeah, so thanks for that. So I think Surbhi and Puneet, they say yes, the conversations actually start from our home. And then it comes to maybe schools, colleges, whatever. And how do we start that conversation is something that we have to understand. We should have a do's and the don'ts also. Okay. Now, what is the real problem? I will stick to today's topic only, peer pressure, because there are some other topics also, but I wouldn't want to go into that. So the real problem is that friends steering the ship, classmates choosing engineering, so your child feels pressure to do the same. Now, has this ever happened where your child has come to you and said that, okay, my best friend is getting into engineering, or he plans to do engineering. I also think of that. Has it ever happened? These kind of conversations have taken place at home, or it hasn't? And how do you deal with that? No, it's not happened.
No,
Not with.
absolutely, it happened. It happened in my home with my own daughter.
Hmm.
Uh, we were choosing which language, other language he has to pick. So there was German, French, Italian, Spanish. These four languages were there. So all the time, she said, like, I'm about to learn German because my friends are picking up German. Then I say, okay, then I have to coach her and tell her, and then somehow we pick her for French. But that conversation longed enough for 2 days in our house. We discussed.
Correct. So as I said, the conversation actually takes place from our home, and it's not necessary that we have to have you have to become a subject matter expert to make them understand. It is all about how we guide them. What are the kind of conversations also going? Now, it's not necessary that you have to find out what is your child's strength. Either it is German, is it French, or is it Spanish? Because we ourselves probably might not be knowing the language, but how we put it in front of them is also very important. I think Surbhi also wanted to speak regarding this. Surbhi, if you can throw some light.
Yes, sir. Uh, it's a common thing, it's not only for career, I'll say, but peer pressure among students, I think, and children is common in every area. Yes, it's not only in the, as Puneet sir said about language, but I think in day-to-day, every activities we are coming across this issue, where they just follow what the other person is does rather than knowing what is right and wrong or what suits them. And I know it's very difficult, advocating, convincing, persuading these children. So yes.
I think I completely agree with what you said. It's not about the peer pressure in terms of careers only, but let's say someone has bought a branded shirt or a branded jeans, and they come to our home and they would say, no, I want that also because my friend has brought that. No, I don't want anything else. So that's kind of like they're trying to say that if my friend has bought that, then I also want it, and it's a kind of a validation that my friend liked it, so even I like that thing. And it happens with at my place also. Okay, so that's very common. Yeah, I completely agree with you, Surbhi. And then there is a social conformity fear, which is what will others think. I think even if uh, I am good at let's say public speaking, and I'm good with could be my digital presence is very good, and I want to become a YouTuber. Probably the child might think, what would my friends think, or what would the society think? Has it happened with you? Like your child has certain strengths, and they've said that I think I can become this, but what will my friends say, or what will others think? Have they come up with some career in front of you? Any career like that? Did it ever happen, this kind of conversation? I would like to understand first. Or are you all actually discussing anything with your children when it comes to careers? Or you think that, okay, they will probably, find it out. They will work it out, what career is good for them. Let us put it in this. Or you think that maybe this is not the right age that, we should discuss about careers.
Okay, Hanumant, if I say yes, I do. My daughter is in 11th standard. So for me, it's actually a critical situation going on since last 2 years. I'm trying to figure out what she is good in. Definitely, I'm not pushing her for IIT or engineering or any kind of, you know, the regular ones. But yeah, I figured out that she is good with the arts, drawing, painting. She's too much into that part of, interest. But again, the question is designing. So what came to her head was, chalo, designing, but, keeping her interest into as the main area. So we just gave her an idea. But again, there's somewhere I feel these children are too relaxed. I mean, being in 11th standard, a mindset where designing, so designing is vast nowadays. I think it's not only fashion designing or interior designing, because her combinations are she's taken maths and computer science. But there should be some planning which these children don't have still, like, almost on a verge of finishing 11th standard and starting the portions for 12th standard. Still, these people are like, okay, you relax, I'll do something for sure. I'll take care, I'll take care. So this school, should I appreciate this coolness, the coolness attitude that this generation is carrying, or should I actually have to be worried that this becomes an agenda? Because whenever parents try to approach for a discussion, they are like, okay, again the same thing, again the same story you're gonna put forth. So yes, there are we discuss, but that discussion is, I think, mostly one-sided, and they shut on us at times, like it's okay, not every time the same pressure we want. Yes, so
Mm.
I think.
Yeah, I think I completely got you. You're trying to say that there's a laid back approach, there's a very casual approach of how
So
children are going about it. But then, yes, that's what I'm saying. How do you make the conversations interesting without letting the child know that there is my parents are only talking about careers all the time? So that is where the do's and don'ts, after this webinar, I'm going to share a sheet with you, okay, to your
okay.
email IDs, because
Mm-hmm.
I'll be obviously sharing a feedback form, and the do's and don'ts are there. So if you follow
Okay.
that, I think that will be very handy for you. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right. So career path mismatch. So your child ends up in wrong stream, affecting grades, confidence, and future. I think this has happened with me. As I told you, probably I should have got into science, but because many of my friends had gone into commerce, but somehow I was not a good student of commerce. Okay. Although I had topped my district in plus two, but I think there was no one to guide me because I wouldn't say this, but I don't mind saying this. My both my parents were not so much educated enough to help me out, and then I just you know just went with the flow. So I took up commerce, and I think this is something that most of the students are doing it. They end up going into the wrong stream that affects their grades, and finally, obviously, the confidence and the future. Now, the problem number one is the conformity trap. Now, this is the research that shows that 82% of teens feel peer pressure significantly, and which impacts their career decisions. Just imagine, it's 82%. Now, before I could think of this, I thought that maybe it could be some 50 or 60%, but it is 82%. Now, the psychological root. Identity formation during teens makes external validation feel critical. Nowadays, if you see, the external validation is very important for any child. Either it is the family member, they will ask the family member. I'm not saying it, they shouldn't ask, but how confident they are about anything. Okay, this particular shirt, is it okay on me? If I say no, then uh, they will say, oh no, we don't want to wear that. Okay. Similarly, with the careers also, they reach out to their friends, and the friends are not interested. They say, oh, this is a not so good career. And I think they don't go for that career. Has that happened with y'all? Like most of the time they are looking for validation, your children. Is it good or is it bad? That also I want to know. That external validation every time, most of the time. I should put it in this way. External validation. Do you think it's important, external validation every time?
I think sometimes you have to take external validation. For example, in our house, if I'm giving like all the information to my daughters, then they feel like, ki daddy is only biased. But if I'll say
Okay.
like, go and check it out with your friends and friends' parents, then maybe like, this help her to understand, okay, what I'm saying is correct. I say. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that means you're trying to, put in some balance also. That is fine. Okay. Anyone else who would like to share? All right. No problem. Then comes real impact. The students choose careers to fit in, not to fit their strengths. Now, I have to ask you, okay, as parents, what is the value that you have, top value that you have identified in your child? Maybe you can just share one top value that you have found in your child. For me, it is like integrity. Yeah. Puneet, would you like to share?
Yes. So for me, my kids are like, very honest. If they have done anything which is wrong, they always tell and say, Daddy, I did this mistake. Even like, she lied to her friend. She said to Mama, I lied to my friend.
Okay. Good to
Yeah.
hear that.
Integrity. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Now, why I'm doing this small activity is because how well we know about our kids. See, everyone has a value. I mean, that's, they carry with them throughout their life, right? So that's common. But this is how we can identify the strengths also. That's what I mean to say. Obviously, the strengths, when I say it comes to careers, but I wanted to go through value. And I'll tell you why I've chosen value. Anyone, please? No? The World Economic Forum recently it came out with a publication that having a sense of environmental awareness, okay, and you have to carry that at your workplace also is important. So that is also a value now. It has become mandatory. Can you believe it? So what they are trying to say is it is no more a value, it is a skill now. It is no more a value, it is a skill. So, what are the values that our children possess is also has to be seen, and a value is always, it has to be in action to be called as a skill. So, they are saying that when you go at a workplace, you have to find out that whether you are carrying that particular value at the workplace, and that will be converted into a skill. Now I will talk about the second problem, that is authority figure conflict. So peer pressure often comes with hidden authority, not just friends, but influential, cool peers. And the decision making collapse. So when peers influence, the self efficacy drops by 25 to 30%. Now, what is that self efficacy? Can anyone please tell me what does self efficacy here mean? Your
I think
decision making.
individuality. Okay, sorry. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yes, Puneet. So thank you for that. I think self-efficacy is something more about the self-individuality, right? Personal, their own creativity, ideas, or something, which is individual, which should be very unique. So when you
Yeah,
are influenced by someone, somewhere you get diluted, that your ideas get adulterated, maybe because of lack of, confidence or something.
correct. So your whole identity gets lost. Your decision making skills slow down. Okay. And you lose a lot of confidence also because of this. Okay. And then if you see the layered pressure, one is the friends, obviously. Even the parents are also influencing. Now, I know of people who had their own aspirations and dreams to become a doctor and or an engineer, and they're telling the child, okay, you have to become a doctor or an engineer. And we see that. I mean, a doctor's son or a doctor is a doctor, right? And so the layered pressure, if you see friends plus parents plus the social media, how many of you even think this? Nowadays, the reels are coming up. Yeah. Children are even being affected by the Instagram reels, Facebook posts. There is showing some, okay, see, what I'm trying to say is that they are showing some emerging careers of the future, new age careers. And just blindly our children would say that they are ready for those new age careers without acquiring those skills or without having those skills. Has this conversation ever taken up where you found that they have come up with a career and from deep into a heart, that they don't have those skills, but they're just talking just like that? Any career that they have come up with? Any career where you clearly identified that no skills, okay, for that new age career. And in fact, yesterday I was attending one session and I had come up with around 15 new age careers, and I could only see that I know only two careers out of that. And children are even, see, I am a career counselor where I do a lot of research, and children would say, oh, this sounds very fancy, I could go for that. Has this happened with your children at your home? I just wanted to understand, or they discussed with you?
No, not exactly, sir. From my end, I mean, we are very specific. So,
Yeah,
well, yes, I have heard children talking great, as you said, these fancy words. I'm not getting that word when we're of, my known person. It was basically about, pharmaceutical. Rather than using the term pharmaceutical, she used a very something she used, I'm not getting, but ultimately it meant she wants to pursue, something related to pharmaceutical. So, yes, this Gen Z speaks words, which they find maybe influence, it could be appreciating, or maybe people will be, oh wow, you're looking up to them with a oh okay, this is something new, it seems. So I think yes,
yeah.
these things
So
are.
in fact, yeah. So yesterday as I was saying, I was attending one webinar. So careers like genetic counselor, organ creator. I mean, these are the new age careers that will be coming up. Okay. So I don't know. And that is one of the reason that I say that the students should be well equipped with what are the subjects that they want to take. Whether the skills that they have, they need to enhance, they need to acquire some more skills for the new age careers if they are thinking of. Now, the problem number three is the long term regret cycle. This is very common. The academic failure, mismatched career path, poor grades, loss of confidence. As I said, I got only 50% in my undergrad. I topped my district because I think I was not made for that. Okay. Career dropout. 35% of students in India drop out of courses due to wrong initial choice. And this is very alarming. So what are your thoughts on this? Academic failure, career dropout. What are your thoughts on this? Anyone
maybe,
else?
maybe lack of awareness, I guess.
Exactly, exactly. And see, pressurizing the child is also not good. And let them take their own decision is also not good. It should be an healthy balance. Okay. and they need to identify their strength. And let us say if they're taking that decision as a parent, you should observe that, okay, they have these skills and that's why they're going with the career. Now, I always keep saying this skills and all. I worked with banks, but I was never a satisfied soul because I thought that I was just chasing after targets, whatever my boss was giving me. And okay, I used to earn well, but the kind of satisfaction and fulfillment that I got when I was with the kids was something that I cannot explain. If you have to tell me to talk about education, careers for hours and hours, probably, I can do that with very little effort. But if something that I don't like, then that means I need to put in a lot of effort. It is very common. If you don't like something, you have to put in a lot of effort. And if you love something, then that means you need very little effort to put in. Agree or not? Right? By the way, I should ask you all this. This happened with me. Um, did you choose the stream or the career that you wanted, like initial when you started off, or was there a transition change in your careers? I mean, all four of you, Puneet, Ashwini, Surbhi, and Vibha. I would like to ask you all, like, let me see.
So I give you about my own experience. Uh, when I was in class 10th, I got a chance to pick science. So my vice principal invited me to take bio because she's a bio, and she said you are good enough, and I was very keen with the the chemistry and the bio. But somehow during the evening, my elder sister, told my mummy Chachi, you can't get him into bio because we don't have a tuition, we don't have these things, and let her take the commerce. So within 5 minutes, my mom, during chapati banate banate, decided you have to going for a commerce with maths. That's it. And and this is something I was telling my own kids. Think about what you would like to take. There is no pressure, and this time Dadi will not take a decision.
Correct.
Yeah.
True.
But moving forward now, when I went to University of Warwick in UK, I realized why where I'm good enough. So I thought I'm good enough speaking with the people and talking about their problems and try to give them a direction. Then somehow I get into the career counseling student ambassador. I was one of the best student ambassador in the university, and this is how I started my careers from last 17 years as a career advisor.
Great. Great to hear that, Puneet. So,
Yeah,
we identify our strengths and skills at some point of time, right? And I think,
absolutely.
yeah, the problem is that someone who's in grade 8 or maybe grade 11, 12, they're not so matured enough to understand. Maybe, 5%, 10% of the students are able to do that. And I think as parents, it's very important that we understand. I understand that there are some inherent things like probably what is their work orientation, what is the learning style. These are difficult, but maybe you can assess their personality, few skills, whether they are good at verbal skills, numerical skills, mechanical skills. So these are certain. I know we have a psychometric assessment tool, but in general, can you assess that by monitoring and observing? I think you can do that. Okay. So these are the three powerful frameworks. Now, the internal compass model is a framework number one. And how can you do that? Identify your child's real strengths, interests, and values, and not what friends are doing. As I told you, try to identify their value. Are they helping others? Okay, maybe that could be one value. Integrity, okay, honesty. These are the things, but you have to identify the value of your own child. Then strengths and the interests. If I have to ask you what is their interest area, let us say I go with the Rysek model. Okay. I'll just explain and let me see whether you are able to do that. Those who are not from, career counseling, I'll make it very simple. Rysek is an acronym. So which was created by Holland. So R is realistic. Realistic people are, those who like to fix things, repair things, build things. Okay, generally they are into engineering. R. I is investigative, where they do a lot of exploration and research work. They can sit for hours and hours. So these people will be research analyst, or maybe finance analyst, market analyst, economic analyst. So analysis, you can say. A is artistic. Artistic people will be good with fine arts and performing arts. They could be good dancers, singers, musicians, actors, like that. Now, S is social. Social, I come into the social because I like to help people. I want to do something for the children, okay, for the society, you can say. So social people will be mostly into counseling, you can say NGO, community work, like that. E is enterprising. They are full of ideas. They have good leadership and decision making skills, and generally they get into their own thing, probably entrepreneurship. C is conventional. Conventional people, they follow certain routines and structures, processes, step by work. Okay, so these people will be clerks, admin officials, bank officials, like that. Now, I've given you in gist. It's a vast area, by the way, interest area. Okay. Now, if I have to tell you what is the most interest area that you have found in your child, after I have told you RIASEC, RIASEC. Let me see the answers. I made it simple though. RIA. And if you're confused, you can again ask me about, like, what is A, what is S, and I can explain you. If you could remember. Have you found out that interest area in your child? One, only one, topmost. Anyone? Okay. If I had to ask, let us say, does your child, mostly involved amongst these, I'm saying, involved in, let's say, fixing things, repairing things at home? Like, sometimes, let's say, laptop is not working, they will open everything. So let's say the electrical appliance, something, the bulb or the tube light is not working, or the fan is not working, they will try to do it on their own. The cycle also, they will try to repair on them because they enjoy that, let us say. Anyone here? No? Huh, okay. So your child does that, Surbi. Yeah, good to know that. I is like, investigative, lot of exploration and research work. They will sit for hours and hours. They will interpret the data. They will analyze the data. They love to do that research work. I, investigative. Anyone here who has observed this, the interest in their child? A. A is artistic, by the way. Artistic is they're into fine arts, performing arts. Yeah, okay, that's great. That's great. So there's a combination. Yeah, even Puneet is also saying, so it's a combination here. So realistic and A is a combination, Surbi has said, and Puneet is saying A only. Then S is social. They love to help people. They could be, good counselors. They want to serve the society, community. Okay, Puneet has it. Okay. Then E is enterprising. They will always say, I have this idea. I want to become an entrepreneur. I want to run a company. They might say that. So even someone who's very extrovert, they can get into branding also, marketing. That can also be enterprising. Promotional manager, branding manager, advertising manager. So all that. So we have not found out here. Okay. Uh, C is conventional. Mostly banking officials you will find. They want a structured work. So I cannot skip a step two after step one. I have to follow step two after step one. Step one, step two, step three. So there are certain routines, rules, regulations, processes that they have to follow. That's how it works. So what I'm trying to say is that as parents try to observe that, and whatever decisions they are taking, are they aligning with these particular areas? Try to observe. And my interest area is social, and that's why I think I am here. When that was done about 10 years back, the psychometric assessment, it was found out that my highest interest area is in social. Then isolate, separate their voice from the noise. What they truly want. What your friends want, leave it. What do you actually want is the conversation. Right away, put it like that. We are not concerned because they have a different personality, you have a different personality. They have a different interest area, and the example that I gave now, if you tell it to your children, they will agree with it. Simple enough. They will say that, yeah, my friend has a different interest area and I have a different interest area. You can Google it also, Isaac model. And then you can give them n number of examples of the careers. And when you tell them your friend is good at this, probably you must have found out. I don't know about your friend. Tell me now what could be the interest area of friend. So why are you going with along with your friend? Can you all agree with this? Can we try to explain them? Yeah, thanks, Puneet, for that. So the next one is align, match internal compass to career options that fit them, not the crowd. So as I told you, it is always the crowd is obviously their friends. They can have 10 friends who are going for a particular career or a stream. No, we have to identify what is your child's strengths, interests, and values. So the internal compass in action, strength mapping. This is a scientific tool, the psychometric assessments to reveal true abilities. Those who have not approached a career counselor, please approach a career counselor who can solve this. This is a scientific tool where you get to know about the personality, the interest area, the learning style, the work environment that they would love to work in future. The skills will include numerical skills, verbal skills, spatial skills, uh, mechanical skills, social skills. All this you will get to know in the psychometric assessment. The values clarification. Help them articulate what truly matters, not status, not, it is about the real fulfillment. People are going with those fancy careers where they think that, oh, this is like a very respectable job. I have power. Yesterday, I was doing a career counseling, and the child was saying, I want to become an IAS officer because my parents are telling me to become an IAS officer. And I asked why you or your parents said, because that is a prestigious job. A lot of power and authority is there. That was the word that he used. But it's okay. That has come from the parents, and probably he's seeing on the television and all. But I didn't find that he had those skills in him or the interest area. Peer filter. Ask, if no one knew my choice, what would I pick? No one knew that choice. No friends knew my choice. Then you have to ask yourself, what would I pick? So that is the internal compass in action. Now, framework number 2. So we are done with the framework number 1. So what is the framework number 2? Selective peer advisory board. This is very, very important. Okay. So instead of blindly following peers, you need to have a peer, we have to have a board where you need to have successful professionals, if not successful professionals, even teachers, maybe someone in your society itself who are educated and who can help you out. So it is important that quality over quantity. 3 or 4 trusted voices, they beat 100 casual opinions. And those 100 casual opinions will be mostly friends or someone who doesn't have the idea about careers also. You will find, oh, why don't you do this? I've recently seen this particular course is very important. This particular college is coming up. And they just get influenced. Children at this age, they get influenced like anything. Okay. But as parents, are we making an advisory board? As parents, are we telling them? Now, this is again a problem. I have to address this because I am based out of Vishakhapatnam, and even when I have meetings with principals or teachers, I have found that unfortunately the teachers are only subject matters experts. But having said that, you can always ask them. See, let us say, I am approaching my physics teacher, and I go to the physics teacher, and the physics teacher knows my strengths and weaknesses. Let us say I want to get into aerospace engineering. I'm just giving an example. I want to get into automobile engineering. So I want to get into robotics engineering for that matter, which is all related to physics. I go to my physics teacher and ask, what are my strengths? Should I really go for this program? I'm sure they will help you. But yes, overall, they might not be having the picture of different careers and all. But yes, this subject related to this, go to them. If let's say you're doing your commerce, business studies, economics, go to them. I'm planning to take up this particular program, bachelor's, where I want to do uh, bachelor's in finance, master's in finance. Should I go for that? And I think the teachers will give a very honest opinion. This is a question of your career, whether you're actually good or not. They will, and in the teacher's responsibility is also that how they are encouraging the child, not just like bluntly saying, "Oh, you're not good at anything," nothing like that. But yeah, I think if you go with some other subject which aligns with your strengths, that would be great. If not physics, I think you should approach to other science teachers as well. No, not physics, but biology and chemistry as well. How does that sound? Can we do that? Yes. So the problem is that we think that answers will come just like that. We think that when we discuss and automatically answers will come. No, it doesn't happen like that. We need to have industry professionals. I'll give an example. I think something pops up in my mind. I cannot resist myself. It's been about a month. I was doing career counseling where the parent was also there, and the child was very much interested in dentistry. And the parent said, "Oh no, this is a career which we can never think of." Then I told, "See, there is something that can be done." And I had a friend actually who's a dentist. And I said, "Let her visit, let her have that real time experience." And she was there for the entire day. And actually, I had requested my friend that okay, let her be there and see what all activities are being done right from morning to evening. And that child actually enjoyed that. And when she came back, she was telling each and everything that she saw, and she could remember that. Had she been no, not interested, she would not have told us with so much of excitement. So the next time when we had a session, our parents were also there, obviously, and then they agreed to it. They said, "Yeah, I think she is very happy with that, dentistry." And I think this is something that we should tell our children, that you need to explore career also. If they're talking about 10 careers, what do? The children are talking about 10 careers. I will tell them, first you should try to have a hands-on experience where you are visiting what all activities that person is doing, or try to find out some YouTube videos where what are the roles and responsibilities, what is the kind of job description, who are the employers, what is the salary, because salary also plays a very important role nowadays, right? And then you reject. I don't want that. If you are rejecting anything, I don't want a reason for it. If you are selecting anything out of those 10 careers, let us say now you have come up with 5 careers. Okay, 5 you have rejected. Now I want good reasons why you have selected them. And that is where the first step is exploration, and the second step is choosing the career comes. How many of you all think that this is a good way of telling the students that okay, we are not against the career that you have chosen, but There should be a rationale behind it. Yeah,
100%, I guess. So because without reasoning out, if you try to, just say a no, the children are not. It's basically like, being getting offended. So that
exactly.
makes children, yes, feel bad. So I think we
Yes,
need to reason out every time we say a
exactly.
no.
So my question now, let us say in a span of 1 year, they come up with 20 careers. Explore. That's not my job. You have to tell me why you chose that career. And if you're rejecting, I'm not concerned about that. But if you're selecting, then our, intelligence, you can say, our counseling, our way of conversation comes into play. If we see that they have selected careers with some reason which is not at all matching their skills and interest, then we can say, okay, no, this doesn't sound good because so and so doesn't match. Okay. Now, building the advisory boards is identify the mentors, teachers, parents, professionals in fields of interest. Now, I'm sure you, as a parent, you might have identified the teachers at school also, where they can, apart from subject matter experts, they kind of motivate the children also. I'm sure you have identified uh, those teachers. Yes or no? Yes or no? Have you identified those teachers who are actually motivating you when you go for maybe those parent teacher meetings? This person is very close to my son or daughter. Have you
Yes,
identified that or no?
yes, 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 very much.
Yes. So when you do that, I'm not saying that, you should approach each and every one, but you should gauge that, okay, this person has a particular inherent quality where she can talk about different careers. If even if she is only talking about one subject, at least she can tell my child to go to some other teacher, or she can speak to other teachers on behalf of the child. So we can actually identify those sort of teachers. Obviously, parents are also mentors and the professionals in different fields of interest. Now, define the input role. Tell me about career realities. No, not what school. Now, the children are going for what school? YouTuber, influencer. But it's not always everyone's cup of tea. YouTuber and influencer. Just by seeing something, they think that, oh, they can earn easy money. I don't mind if you want to become a YouTuber or an influencer, but what are the skills again? What are the interest areas that you have? Okay, if you're not enterprising, there was one, again, one example I will give you. There was one introvert child, and there I'm not trying to label because there is nothing wrong about being an introvert or or extrovert as such, because and the parent wanted the child to become a lawyer. Okay. And there was certain other thing also. I found that the child did not have that social skills also, and the parents were saying that he should become a lawyer. Now, do you actually think that that particular child can become a lawyer if he or she is a introvert and doesn't have those social skills?
Maybe, may not.
Maybe, may not, correct. Can become, there's no harm in that. Will that child be successful if becomes a lawyer?
I think it depends whether he's getting into corporate law. It's need not you have to go for only arguments, right? So today
Oh,
law has different areas, right?
okay. I think I should be very specific here. In the courtroom,
Yes, difficult, I guess.
yeah. So in the courtroom, so as you said, I completely agree with you. So if it is corporate law and all, that's fine. But if it is a courtroom where you have to, present your case for on behalf of your client in front of the judge, it's very difficult. And they were sticking to it, and I had to tell them that this is the thing. The parents are themselves accepting that the child is an introvert.
Difficult in this case, I guess, yes.
The psychometric assessment also showed that the child is an introvert.
Hmm.
So we had to go for some other career like that. Then regular check-ins, monthly conversations, not one-time advice. Now the problem is that uh, whenever we speak with our children, it's a one-off case, and we forget about that. Either the our children at home will say, "Oh, every time what you're talking about careers and all." Either that is the case, or we're not talking at all. Either of the two. But you have to make it such a way that at least once in a week, even when I'm watching television, see this particular career. Don't you feel it's quite interesting? Why don't we talk conversations like that? Why should we talk about we are sitting alone, nothing, playing around, and we are trying to be very disciplined enough face to face. No, make the conversation a bit light. Something is going on. Hey, this particular career you see on TV, this seems to be very interesting. What do you say? Let us hear the perspectives from our children. What do you say? Why are we making out the conversations very serious? Can't we do that? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that, Surabhi. So, framework number three, confidence through clarity. So, document the decision. Create a written career roadmap showing why this choice. As I told you earlier, that why are you choosing this? Either it's you after the discussions with your child or only your child. Okay, why? The why should always be there. There has to be a clear reason behind that. Then build conviction. When your child can articulate their choice clearly, peer pressure weakens. See, when your child will have a reason why they have chosen it, when they go in that crowd of their friends, automatically they can say that this is why I have chosen. And they will have no reason. They will automatically keep silent, their friends. Because they don't have any reason, that's why what is happening is the our children are getting influenced. Don't you think so? Because they don't have any reason. First of all, they're not able to pick a career. And even if they're picking a career, they're saying that this particular friend told me, that uncle told me. But they don't have a reason why they're picking that career. That my interest area is this, my skill is this, my personality is this. Future, I want continuous learning. Future, I want independence. In future, I want freedom. Future, I want creativity wherever I work. Right? So celebrate the difference. You are choosing a path that's unique to you. So we are almost coming to an end now. So clear roadmap makes peer pressure irrelevant. So map it out. What are your strengths, the career options? You have to chalk out a 3 to 5 year plan. Make it visual, posters, timelines, milestone mark. Only once it is done, by the way. Okay. If you're not getting a clarity, keep on going. Then review quarterly. As it said, no, you can always, you should have a clear goal, but you can always make it flexible during the entire journey. So adjust as they grow, but stay committed to the process. Okay. Now, this is something I want to uh, share. These are the case studies. So one of the childs, Rohit, was pressurized by 80% of his class to choose engineering. So his strength was actually in creative writing and media. Just imagine, and it has happened actually, okay? And he forced himself into engineering anyway, like how it happened with me. Although I didn't fail, but I got very less marks. And he failed the two subjects in year one only. His confidence collapsed. Then this discovery happened, internal compass framework. So strength mapping, what we did, creative thinking was 91 percentile and communication was 94th percentile. And what we did is it switched to digital marketing plus content strategy. So today he's an intern at leading media agency, and that's how he's rekindling his passion, reigniting his passion. Case study number two, the commerce to tech pivot. So Aditya was actually in commerce, that is the family tradition, and friends had mocked that, oh, technology is not your thing, it's too hard. But actually, his real passion was coding and app development. Okay. And yeah, so he stumbled upon confidence through Clarity Framework. He did a self-learning certification internship, and now 8 months in, he's completed three coding certifications. He's building apps also, and friends are now asking him for advice. So he had that clarity. Now friends are coming to him. Okay. So you will get the recording of this webinar, and if anyone wants to have a free call, 15 minutes clarity call for your child, you can have. And if you really want to go for a paid one, you can do that later, only after a 15 minutes call. So this is what my offering was. And any questions, you can just come up with that. Any questions, or do you want me to share the link of the free? So thank you, Puneet, for that. Any questions, any inputs from your end? I would appreciate that.
It was a great session, sir. Thank you so much for enlightening, this Sunday morning. Yes, and I'll get connected later maybe. Yes.
Yeah, so I will just type in the chat box what is my website address, so that if you are willing to, okay, this is the feedback form. You can please fill it. I've put in the chat box. And that's my website where you visit. Obviously, if you mention in the form itself that you want a free call, then I will reach out to you based on your contact address and email address. And I will share as I promised, it's not only about do's and don'ts, I have certain other resources also that is going to help you. I will share that also. And yeah, and you can maybe go through my website also, where you will have a clear understanding of how to go about it for your child's career counseling.
Thank you,
Stop
sir.
share.
I'll get connected.
Yeah. Any inputs from your end? Maybe what we can cover in. I already mentioned in the form, obviously, what can be done in future. Thank you, Puneet, for that. Puneet has filled up with the form. Others also, if you all have finished filling up the form, that would be great. By the way, I would.
I would like to mention, yeah.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
Armand, this is a great session. As a parent, as a father, this give me a lot of techniques in hand, so I can practice at home for both my daughters. So definitely, I'll be there. Especially the elder one, I am definitely going to speak to her on those framework, and let's see if we can check out the model which you just mentioned in there. And if I'll find any difficulty, definitely you are the person I have to go back.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. And you are the person for, UK, you are the UK expert. So I will come back to you to learn more on that.
Sure, sure. Anytime, anytime. It's happy to share our resources and knowledge.
Yeah,
Always.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So have a good day.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
take a
Thank you.
call.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yes. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.
Yeah. Yeah. Others also, if you want to share something, maybe that would be great. Any of your inputs, you want to join the free session, and then we can go for the paid session. Obviously, it's all up to you if you want to pay for that or not. But if you're finding any value in the free session, most of my clients or my parents, you can say with the clients who are parents, they actually come in. Okay, Ashwini, you are from Cake Walkers Group. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry because I've shared with so many groups. So that is one of the thing that I don't even remember from where people are joining in. Thanks for
That's
that.
okay. Even I saw just now, how did I get this? Because I remember your name. Because once we had a meeting, I did remember your name. So I think it's okay. I found it out. Anyway, I'll keep in touch with however I'm on the group, right?
Yeah. And yes, we were actually not active in that group, but I think, by the way, did you start preparing any pro course, something like that? Did you do that or
Not
no?
yet, not yet. It's in line because there are a couple of things on my hand. I'm also working and doing so. I am hard pressed with time. That's the only challenge as of now.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm actually prepared most of the things, 50% of the recording is done because I'm occupied with also, this career counseling and all. So I'm not
Mhm.
able to focus on that. But yes, very soon I'm going to finish that maybe in another 2, 3 months. So yeah, that
Great.
is in the pipeline. Thank you,
All right.
Ashwini, for joining. Yeah, any other inputs? I know Surabhi said that she is going to connect. That's great. Uh, what about you, Vibha? I haven't heard from Vibha, by the way. Okay, fine then. Thank you and have a lovely Sunday, everyone. Okay,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
sir.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
great Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.